All right, man. Let's talk about Detroit Lions versus the Seattle Seahawks prediction. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notification, increase chance, get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Um, but yeah, let's get to it. I mean, the Seahawks coming off a devastating loss to the Rams. Messed up one of my parlays. I thought for sure they were gonna beat the Rams. Um, and they didn't. They laid the egg, and they was at home too. So, I mean, some of the people that the Rams was Stafford was throwing to, man, I never heard of, especially the kid from BYU. I never heard of him, but he was out there. He out there caught that thing over 100 yards. Tutu Atwell out of, I think he might be a second year, third year player out of Louisville. He balled out. So, Sean McVay, don't forget, tried to slide out the side door for this franchise and quit and come back and do what Sean Payton did when the cap situation got sticky. But I don't know what made him turn back. With Geno Smith, man, he was sacked twice, and he only threw for 112 yards and one TD. They held Kenneth Walker under 70 yards, 12 carries, 64 yards. They didn't do much in the passing game. He only threw 116 yards. And you look, you know, uh, defensively. Hold on. Yeah. Okay, I don't know exactly what happened there, but my bad. But you look defensively, and some of these names you don't even know, bro. Or you're not familiar with. They lost a lot of good people on that side of the ball. They still got, if not one of the best defensive players in the league, in Aaron Donald. So wasn't a whole bunch of yards going on, touchdowns through the air going on here. I think it was one touchdown through between both of them. That was to DK Metcalf. But at the end of the day, with the Seattle Seahawks, it's just to the point where, um, you know, at home you get off to a slow start. I don't know how they did in preseason as far as they play their starters or not, but this Sunday the line for the Lions has moved to 5.5. After these week one performances, which a lot of teams trying to kick the dust off, knock the rust off, excuse me. But the matchup indicator saying the Lions have a 64.7% chance of winning, and the Seattle Seahawks had a 35.1% chance of winning. So you know, but we know Seahawks can be dangerous. They came here last year, put up a bunch of points. We put up some points on them. We were injured. They was more healthy than we were, but they still found the way to win. And they're dangerous. I mean, Kenneth Walker. They got former Michigan running back Zach Charbonnet, DK Metcalf, Jackson Smith and Jigba from Ohio State, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, Noah Fant. So they got a bunch of guys. They got some guys on the injury list. On IR went Kenny McIntosh, the running back. Questionable. Abraham Lucas, Charles Cross, both tackles. Jamal, Adams, safety, who's making his way back from a major injury, and Devin Weatherspoon, the rookie a cornerback out of Illinois, who the Lions were going to take, but they took right before us. Emmanuel Mosley, he was questionable. He's questionable, so we'll see what happens. So now the Seahawks go on the road, and now it's time for the Lions to get some revenge. Now you got Gardner Johnson telling fans to throw on blue ski masks, which it's going to be a raucous crowd in there. I've seen the tickets jump from 150 in the last couple of weeks to $650. So it's a hot ticket. It's a hot commodity. It's going to be loud. The loudest I heard it was, I think, when they clinched the playoff game. Um, when they clinched the playoff berth versus when they clinched the playoff berth versus the Chargers. That was as loud as it got, or a Thursday or a Monday night game they had against the Bears. But I think for Seattle, the number one thing they got to get back to doing is running the football. I think for Seattle, that's it. They got to find ways to run the football. Um, you know, so I think that's critical for them to get out there and run that football and let Geno play off the run and play action pass, and that's kind of what they need to do. You know, and defensively, they can't let Goff get comfortable. I think defensively they got to get after the passer. They got torched by Matthew Stafford yesterday. So I mean last week. So they got to get pressure. They got to be better on the back end. They got Tyreek Woolen. Devin Weatherspoon is gonna learn by fire. Um, let's see who else they got on this squad. Bobby Wagner came back. And it's one of the teams that people had, possibly winning the NFC West. So they in the 3-4 defense these days. Tyreek Cohen, Woolen, great corner, young good corner. Quadre Diggs, Jamal Adams could be making his way back. Trey Brown in left corner. Uh, somebody else in the slot, I can't pronounce his name. Bobby Wagner, Jordan Brooks, Boy Mafi, Mario Edwards Jr., Jerron Reed, and Dramonte Jones. So I haven't heard a lot of these guys they got over here. I see Devin Bush is on the roster as well too. So seemed like a defense is probably in transition up front, had problems getting pressure on the quarterback last year up front. So for them, I think the key is to run the ball, and play off that run. And if the key for them is not to get Goff enough time and stop that Detroit Lions run. So I think the Lions, you may see what the Lions may do is might look to unleash Jahmyr Gibbs a little bit in this game. I think the screen, sorry for mini barking. I think you might see some things happen in the screen game. Um, I think you might see, obviously the ball. Hold on. I think you might see, Montgomery get a little bit more comfortable with the offensive line, and I think you might see, Josh Reynolds have a good game, St. Brown have another good game. So I think for the Lions, the simple thing is to protect the football, run the football, suck Seattle defense in, go down the field. This game plan is pretty much similar for both quarterbacks. But I think also them getting the ball to Jahmyr Gibbs in space, I think that's critical. But defensively for the Lions, man, it's a tough task. You got to stop Kenneth Walker, right? And Seattle like to run the ball and go down the field. So you can't let Tyler Lockett, can't let DK Metcalf, Jack Smith and Big will beat you down the field. So it's gonna be an interesting matchup. I think the 5.5 point, line is a bit much. Um, I know that the home team usually automatically awarded 3.5 points. That's usually customary, thing that they awarded, point spread they awarded. But I think the people looking away how bad Seattle looked at home last week. So yeah, the spread is at 5.5 for the Lions. They're the favorite to win the spread. So, they have to win by at least 6 points to take that. But yeah, it's gonna be a raucous crowd out there. Uh it's gonna be a raucous crowd out there. It definitely is. It's gonna be a raucous crowd out there. So um they may just win the game based off the crowd noise and just the crowd bringing energy. But then again, a lot of people say, well, it's the SOL thing to do if they go and let Seattle come in there and beat them, because in reality, their next few games they should win. They should win. Their next few games they should run away with. You know, let's be real. But at the end of the day, it's the Lions, so you gotta take it step by step, day by Sunday by Sunday. That's just what it is. But that's their game plan. Don't turn the ball over. Run the ball, play off the run, stop Seattle run, stop the deep ball on Seattle, and be done with it. You know, real talk. You know, you know. So, but nonetheless, I think it's gonna be a more competitive football game because I feel like Seattle know they can't fall behind in NFC West, especially with the 49ers rolling like that. They already lost one divisional game to Stafford and the Rams, but people thought Stafford and the Rams, probably wouldn't have the greatest of seasons or something like that. So at the end of the day, I think Seattle will be in desperation mode. Maybe Geno Smith ain't this what maybe it was a lucky year last year for Geno Smith. Who knows? But yeah, I don't think this game gonna be as easy as the 5.5 point spread indicates. That's just my opinion. I don't think it's gonna be that easy. I don't think it's gonna be that easy. I think this game might come down to maybe a field goal at the end or whatever, or something like that. But um, it's a game. It's a game that they truly should win. It's a game they truly need to capitalize off the momentum coming from Kansas City and make a statement. In my opinion, it's a must win. It's a must win for the Lions. And that might sound a little drastic right here, but you got to win the games that you expected to win. And for Seattle, it's desperation as well too. For Seattle, it's a must win for them too because at the end of the day, they can't fall behind in that division, especially if the Rams, gonna be solid and be for real. So they can't mess around and fall too deep. So because then they got the Falcons, the Packers, the Panthers, the Bucks. In reality, they they should in reality they should win all those games. You got to win these games. You got to win those games. You know, you got to go in them and win the games you're supposed to win. So it starts Sunday. I like the Lions 27-24 over the Seattle Seahawks, but I can easily see it going the other way. The Lions will not cover that 5.5 point spread. I think the Seahawks is too hungry and too desperate to allow that to happen. I appreciate y'all. Check out Detroit Lions prediction playlist. Check out Detroit Lions talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video. Financially, want to support the channel? Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Like I said, on the link tree, you can take you everywhere you need to go. For my channel, check my main channel, Wild Goodfella TV, for more sports, music, news, and entertainment. Peace.